Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Adrian's Digital Basement 2 Super Mini Mail Call, and let's get right to it. This is a package here from Jason in Belmont, Massachusetts. Hi to all my Massachusetts viewers. Wrapped in brown paper. I'm never quite sure how to open this up properly. Okay, the paper has been removed, and it's an IBM box. Now, it looks like the tape is not original, so whatever was in this I don't think is necessarily what's in this box. Check it out. We have an actual label here from 1991. Came from the Burnham Service Center in Durham, North Carolina. It says here, all returns to IBM Corp. Dixie Warehouse Building, number 21, 3904 Produce Road, Louisville, Kentucky, 40213. And there's a sequence number, Redmond Van and Storage Company, Salt Lake City, Utah. Mark for IBM Corporation, American Express Travel. What is this? Inquire at IBM Corporation. And then it says quantity 1 multiplexer, item number, order number, serial number, total weight 7. And on the top of the box, unpacking instructions here. Whatever that is, looks like, it looks like it has an AC mains power cord. Is this like one of those things you can put under your monitor and you can like turn off and on the various components? Like you press this button for, the computer, this button for the printer, that button for the hard drive, things like that. Is that what this actually is, I wonder? Super fascinating. I mean, it's just weird to see something like this. I mean, who knows what this even is? All right, well, let's cut into this, see what we got. Let's see if we have actual IBM goodies or we have something else. I did not see a letter that came with this. Okay, looks like what we have in here is not at all what was on the outside of the box. All right, looks like we have an old catalog. Let's take a look at that in a second. In fact, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pull everything out of this now and then we'll take a look with the camera mounted up above because there seems to be a lot of interesting and old things in here. Now I've unpacked all the boxes, I moved the camera here, and I didn't find a letter inside from Jason. And I was looking in my emails and Patreon messages for any conversation I had with Jason about IBM. Because look, there's stuff here from IBM. Obviously the box was IBM. So I'm wondering if I just have a vague recollection of either Jason's father having worked for IBM or Jason himself or something like that. I don't quite remember the details. So I do apologize. And it's unfortunate, like Patreon has a really bad searching thing. So it's just really hard to see your old messages and stuff like that. So yeah, sorry about that, Jason. I apologize, but let's take a look at what this cool stuff is here. Now, when it comes to these notes here, this is all just about like heads and cylinders, stuff like that. Someone who has really quite nice handwriting. Look at this, they're like system.ini stuff here. Double space, mem maker, help what's new. So that would have been for like some DOS version. All right, so there's a good amount of stuff here. So I'm gonna try to be pretty quick about it here. So we have an IBM PS2 host connected keyboard device driver for Windows. Do I have any idea what that is? None at all. There are loads and loads of floppy disks here. So I'm just gonna quickly zoom through these. Oh, look at this. AT&T PC 6300 DOS release 2.0. If anyone sees anything interesting on any of these floppy disks as I go by that seems like it might be interesting, let me know and I can always try to find the disk and archive it. So yeah, Compact Desk Pro setup diagnostics, another AT&T disk, DOS 2.1 solo boot, mouse stuff, what was WordPerfect at some point, and an unlabeled disk. Advanced Diagnostics, IBM AT XT 286. That's like an image of the IBM disk that would have come with that machine, I think. IBM DOS, Calendar Plus, an actual IBM branded disk here. I don't know if these are reliable at all. I don't immediately see any kind of mold or anything on there, so maybe those disks work. CC Plus, Org Plus, Manage Your Money, Disk 1. Oh, this is all Manage Your Money, I guess. Key BGR, Control-Alt-F1. Okay. What's this? The ASCII stripper, bowling, baccarat, and slowdown? I wonder what that's all about. My phone book, help me, typewriter. Looks like some kind of a shareware disk from 1988, diskette manager, certificate maker. This disk came with a printout here. It says, the sky. To start, type the sky. F3 for defaults, but you'd put latitude, longitude. I wonder if this like does a star map or something. Oh yeah, look, toggle moon, Messier objects, planets, recompute. Interesting. That was this disk right here. There's another printout here, and it's the same exact thing, just on a smaller piece of paper. Writing assistant. Menu work. Menu. Writing assistant, all right. Label. Videotape file system. Work copy. That's awesome. DOS 2.1. Videotape file system. Cache track backup. Now with old discs like this, there's a good chance a lot of them just don't work anymore, especially if they have mold or something. I didn't check any of these for that. And there's a good chance a lot of these have personal data on them. So of course I wouldn't be archiving or uploading any of that to the internet. In fact, I have a bulk eraser. So when I go to reuse these discs, once people determine that there's nothing potentially archive worthy on them, then I will do the bulk erase on them. And then I'll format them with my PC to make sure that they still work. And any of the bad discs, they will get tossed out. Okay, let's keep going here. I'll try to be quick about it. Attachmate. I mean, these are unlabeled. What exactly is that? It was in this here. Attachmate Corporation in Bellevue, Washington. Do not open this until you're ready to use the software. Okay, who knows? Got some more discs here. PC Paint. And it looks like a printout of the PC Paint disc. 1985 is the date code. Next up, we have a bag full of labels. Disc labels. Quite a lot of disc labels. These, for anyone who doesn't recognize them, these are Write Protect tabs. These barely stick anymore. So if you have a floppy disk like this and you don't want to write to it, of course this already has a Write Protect tab on it right there, but you would take this and you would wrap this over the notch that's on the disk like that, and then, well, obviously I stuck it on a part that's not appropriate, but there would be a notch right there, and that would tell the disk drive not to write to the disk. And it's actually like a physical interlock, so it prevents the disk from being written to. It's not just like a please don't write to it, it's a definitely don't write to it. Okay, we have a box full of floppies here. It's Chalker block here. Prodigy installation disk, version 3.1. We have a bunch of Novell NetWare type disk sleeves. Programming Family DOS 3.1. Supplemental programs. And then we just have what looks like blank floppy disks there. And here's a mailer here, yours free. Nail the best websites. Craft your own homepage. Sharpen your email. Create faster, more exciting internet experiences with the power tools enclosed. Welcome to Global Network Navigator. What is this? Look at that. It's so 90s. Oh, look at this. So 90s. We have Windows 3.1 screenshot here for the Global Network Navigator. Drag and drop internet pages. Wow. Zoom in on the hottest and most useful sites with award-winning whole internet catalog. Pick up innovative sounds and video clips automatically. Hook up with the best tech support anytime, anywhere. Show the world who you are with your own homepage and add cool graphics and sound. A powerful suite of software. It gives you Gopher, FTP, email, and news groups too. And of course, it's always state of the art. Start your free trial today. Well, unfortunately, the floppy disk is missing. And what's this? 10 reasons why GNN is your best internet deal. Oh yeah, let's see what these reasons are. The Global Network Navigator software is free. The GNN is the only software you'll ever need. Ever. Like, it's 2022, and I don't need anything but this software for email, the net, and news groups. You can start off with unlimited access for a month to explore the best of the internet. After the free month, you pay a low flat rate fee for 20 hours of access a month, then a nominal hourly fee for additional time. Wait, I'm just having a hard time understanding that. They're saying you pay a flat rate fee for 20 hours? I mean, so you buy 20 hours, not a flat rate fee. I don't know, that's a bit strange. Anyways, number 5, you can create your own homepage complete with color graphics and sound with GNN's exclusive software. 6, you get unlimited free customer services. 7, you get direct internet access. Direct, everyone. Not through a proxy or something, but direct. With GNN, there's no registration fee or startup charge. And number 9, you enjoy savings advantage of high-speed local dial-up locations and flash mail. Flash mail? 10, as the internet grows, GNN keeps getting better, more useful, more exciting, and more fun. Insert your disk and try GNN free now. Well, that's a shame that the floppy's missing, although maybe it's in here, so we'll watch for that. I'm using my thumb to cover up someone's address here, but this was GNN Global Network Navigator Incorporated in Vienna, Virginia. 1 month unlimited internet access, the most powerful set of internet tools ever. So whoever had all this stuff obviously was big on the internet because, you know, Prodigy was a very early internet access service, or, you know, it was an online service before the internet was even around, really. Well, it was around, but before it was a thing that people used, you'd connect up to Prodigy to access like your stocks and, you know, email other Prodigy users, play games and stuff like that. But then this was the evolution, which I guess turned into AOL. All right, there's more stuff here. Oh, let's check it out, just some software. We have PFS first choice there. We have MS-DOS 3.3 for the Apex 100. I guess it's like an Epson little computer that existed. Oh, Skate or Die from Electronic Arts. It's the PC, the PC-XT, PC-AT, and the compact version also for the Tandies. Requires 384 kilobytes. And I mean, judging by the fact that you see the label here, it's got a little bit of wear, I'd say this game was used quite a bit. And it's not moldy, so maybe it works. Oh, look at this. There's another Skate or Die disc. Is it the same thing? Oh, yeah. More events and programming events, but it's in a Sierra sleeve. We have Logo Writer and we have Label, whatever that is. All right, we got another box here. What do we got? Looks like we have Writing Assistant. We have WordPerfect 4.2. There's a bunch of floppies for that. DBase for DOS 2.1, DBase 2, Lotus 123. I mean, these are all those business applications that were such a big deal on the original IBM PC and XT and stuff like that. And we have Printmaster. Didn't PrintShop from Broderbund come out first, and then Printmaster came out later and basically copied all of the functionality of PrintShop, you know, ripped them off essentially. All right, we have another bag full of labels and disc sleeves. There's IBM ones, and there are, looks like Novell and stuff like that. All right, we have a couple more floppy disks here. There's another copy of PC Paint. All right. All right, what is this? Is this really... This is two 5 1/4 inch discs in like a blister packaging? What the heck? Why is this a thing? And look at this, 2 discs is what was in here. Like, what a ridiculous waste of packaging. But I suppose if you just needed a couple discs and you didn't want to buy a box of 10, which was the normal size, you'd buy this and have all this plastic here. These discs are good for Apple, Atari, Commodore, IBM, Radio Shack, Texas Instruments, and others. Of course, as was common in the old days, discs have lifetime warranties. Awesome. You can call toll-free, 800-222-1150. No idea who you get if you call that. I assume Memorex is still around as a company, I guess, right? I was gonna say, it seems like there's more of these Memorex disc packets. Okay, so here it is. This is like what the unopened one looks like. There's one disc in here, and then you have this little front card here. I mean, I don't know why, to be honest, it didn't just have like that showing through as the front. Like, why did it have this silly card? Although, I kind of like it. The graphics are kind of cool on that. Color and everything looks pretty neat. Like, that's almost maybe worth sticking in a little frame or something. I don't know. I'm actually like liking this more than I thought I would have. Although I still think for like packaging on a shelf, it'd be better if the disc was just exposed. But it seems like these were used actually for like disk storage more than anything. We got Compact DOS, a couple other things, and look, another one of these cards. And then here's another one. Also has more than 2 discs in here. This has 4 discs, and it says Dr. Halo or something like that on there. And the last one, yes, look how yellow this one is. Interesting. 3M disc. That's blasphemy to put a 3M disc in there. And those, and another one of those cards. Worldwide sponsor of the 1988 Olympic Games. All right, another box of discs. Let's see what we got. This had a couple 3.5 inch discs in here. So one's unlabeled, and then these two are a bit weird. Does anyone recognize what this is? ENGLD, like England, unclassified. Mach 3990, and all these sequence numbers or whatever. Dev Diag supports blah, blah, blah. Copyright Microsoft Corp, some dates. Microcode copyright IBM Corp, all rights reserved. U.S. government restricted users' rights to use duplication. What is this? Unscheduled contract with IBM? If anyone recognizes this, yeah, comment down below, because that's a bit weird. I'm glad it says unclassified and not classified, because then I wouldn't have included it in this video. All right, looks like we got a copy of DOS 4.0 here, so nothing particularly interesting. With a bag with some goodies in it. Looks like some Ziploc bags. Okay. And some, oh, and then some of these. Remember these? These are disc mailers. Now they're not big enough for 5¼ inch disc, but they're the right size for the 3½ inch. And like media mail, was it called? I don't think it's necessarily meant for media mail, but you put that in there, peel that off, fold that over, address, return address, and a stamp, and it's a good, easy way to send a disc. And that's what's so cool about 3½ inch. They're so durable, they could just be mailed very easily, just like this. No idea if you can still get these anymore. So for people who are mailing discs around in the regular post, if you can get some of these, you can send your discs safely, I guess. All right, the discs continue here. Let's see what we got here. All right, looks like we have Western Digital Discs, Compact DOS, Procedure Manual, Return Fee Forecast for 1988, some kind of business thing. Report Recipients Listing, Table of Contents, okay, Symphony. So I don't know, this is all like some business stuff. Symphony, Paradox. And we have another box here. Let's see what we got going on in this one. All right, this one seems to say games. Are these all games? Diagnose, EGA, XT Pro, PK Zip. I like these IBM discs with a dark gray label. IBM Financial Brand System Services. Copyright 1987, 1989. U.S. government users, restricted rights. It's that same thing we saw on those other discs. Interesting. And then several more of those discs that don't say anything on them at all. One would think IBM would use the highest quality discs, and they do look in good shape. So I'm assuming these are all going to work for reformatting and repurposing. All right, besides the catalog here, we're almost at the end. There's this big box here of these IBM discs that, oh, that's a high density disc, I think. It doesn't have the little ring there, which usually indicates that it's high density. Not always though. There are actually sometimes 5¼ inch discs, like 360K variety, that do not have that ring there, which gives you a little bit of a trick. All right, well, all of these don't have labels on them, so I don't know if these are like repurposed or what. Of course, they have the IBM sleeves. They all don't have the ring on them, so that would imply these are all 1.2 meg high density discs, which are pretty problematic, I found. They seem to fail a lot. So I've shown this on previous videos, but I take the utility Format Q, which is like an automated formatting tool for PCs. And you just set it to what kind of disk you want to format, what kind of disk format, and you stick one in the drive, and it starts formatting, and it will make a certain tone if the disk is bad, and it makes a different tone if the disk is good. And if it's good, you just take it out, put it in your good pile. If it's bad, you take it out, put it in the trash. And that's the way I kind of go through and check all my disks. And then I just take them, put them in boxes, mark them as formatted good, and that doesn't always mean that they're still going to work at some point in the future, because these disks, they just kind of go bad just from sitting there. I mean, magnetic media, it's just what happens. Now at this point, I have quite a lot of floppy disks. So when it comes to 5¼ inch, I'm really in good shape now. I've had viewer donations, I've had stuff I found locally, and even though I format them, and even if like half of them are bad, I still have a good number of them that do work. And I don't rely on disks anymore for storing information like that I need to keep safe, but I do like to keep disks around to like boot up old retro systems and things like that, because not everything has an XT IDE or some like modern way to boot it. So sometimes it's good just to have floppy disks around, so when I get one of those in the house, I can stick it in like an Apple II disc and boot it up. So I keep a little stash of stuff that's made up, but I always make sure that the disks are archived, so when the disk does die, because it's more a question of when, not if, when it dies, I can just make a new copy, make a new label, and throw out the old bad disks. It's just sort of the way it works these days. All right, that is it. This was all floppy disks, except we have this one catalog to look at. So let's take a look at this catalog. So it's volume 8, $2.50 issue price, the catalog for personal computer enthusiasts, the PC Price Blitz. Right here, this is like from Tiger Direct, right? Tiger Software, Hardware, System Accessories, the most knowledgeable telephone staff in the business. Pretty sure this is what became Tiger Direct here in the US. Now, the fact that it says Windows 95, of course, implies that this is from 1995 or thereabouts, might be right after. But let's take a look at these systems. All right, a Pentium 2 for $1,239.99 with an ATI 3D Rage Pro AGP video, 4.3 or 6.4 gigabyte Western Digital hard drive, up to 64 megs of high-speed DRAM. So obviously, From would be the lower configuration of all of this. Comes with 1-year on-site warranty. And look, the most generic beige case you can get. But wait, there's more. You can upgrade to these faster Pentium processors here, up to a Pentium 2 333 for $1,900. Well, I assume that's not the upgrade price, that's the total system price. Yes, in fact, $1,239, same price as this. That gives you a 233 megahertz Pentium 2, and you can upgrade from there. And then we have some monitor options here. A 14-inch VGA monitor, 0.28 dot pitch. That is $139.99, 1280 by 768. That's a weird resolution there. We have a 15-inch for a little bit more, and then a 17-inch, which was quite a bit more, $350. I do remember in the 90s, if you got yourself a 17-inch, that was like luxurious. Typically, people were running like 14, 15 inches back then. So I remember when I got my first 17-inch VGA monitor, it was amazing. Felt like so much space was available to me. Ooh, the Vicam digital camera. This must have been like a serial-based one. This would have been pre-USB or maybe parallel-based. $200. Probably a piece of junk, too. Oh, cool. Okay, so I think I've shown one of these on the channel before. It's basically, we have a Pentium to Pentium MMX upgrade. So the original Pentiums were like 5-volt chips, and the MMX chips were 3.3. So these types of things had little voltage regulators built into them and a fan. That's, all in one little package, and it was compatible with your old motherboard. So that's kind of cool. Ooh, look at this. 120 meg super drive for $89. Was this already on the way out? Because that seems kind of cheap. Has the same form factor of a normal 3.5 inch, but this actually is a floptical drive. So it can read normal discs and it can read these 120 meg discs. And they typically have an IDE interface. Sometimes SCSI, but this would be for a PC, so probably IDE. Oh, look at this, the Beepware. It's a pager and a watch all in one, $120. So a pager in a watch form factor. I can't say I've ever seen that. Oh, and then check this out, a selection of laptops. We have the Brother GeoBook for $600. If I recall, this is like a non-Windows, maybe it runs DOS, like a really junky thing. Still rather expensive. I mean, for a long time, laptops were significantly more expensive than desktop computers, and they were much worse performance as well. Almost always they weren't as fast. Although I guess by this time, 233 Pentium MMX. But look at that price, $2,600, and that's a Pentium 1 233. And you could get a Pentium 2 233 for $1,239. Well, not including the monitor, but you could add a monitor for like another $140. You were way below the price of this. And of course, you had the portability, but laptops today we take for granted are just super cheap and really don't cost any different than desktop computers, similar pricing. All right, well, I've already talked a lot, and I've only just scratched the surface. This catalog is really thick. There's a lot of pages in here. So I have a couple questions for my viewers. Should I cut the binding on this and scan the entire thing in? I can't do that, I have a document scanner. Or should I make a video where I take a more in-depth look at this and we just look at some of the hilarious stuff that was available whenever this catalog came out in 1995? Or should I make another video that's dedicated to just going through this catalog and looking for some of the crazy things, and we can check out the pricing and stuff on here? So put a comment down below on what you think I should do. I was really big into building my own computers and PC and technology and stuff at the time when this came out. Oh, look at this desk here. And I would have probably looked through this catalog myself. Oh, look at all these monitors. I mean, you can't even get monitors anymore. Like VGA monitors are impossible to find. And here is a whole slew of them. All of these monitors. Oh, LCDs as well. Fanciness. So yeah, let me know if you think I should do a more in-depth look at this catalog. I think that would be pretty fun to just kind of reminisce a little bit and look through this. So that is gonna be it for this mail call video. Jason, thanks for sending this stuff in. Just lots and lots of floppy disks. I know I spent a lot of time just sort of talking about these disks. And that's what this mail call was. It wasn't really much of anything. It was just me kind of blabbering on a little bit. But yeah, that's it. So thanks again, Jason. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. If you don't, you also know what to do. And of course, put your comments down below. Let me know what to do about this catalog. And also let me know if you see any discs that I zoomed by that are potentially historical and I should do an archive copy with my CryoFlux just to make sure that we preserve them if that needs to happen. I want to thank my patrons. Their names are scrolling up the side of the screen. If you want to become a patron, you can do so at the description in the link, or at the description, the link. At the link in the description below, of course. I always mix that up. And yeah, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It helps me out immensely on the second channel. I really would appreciate it. And there's a merch store. There's a link in the description for that, and main channel, of course, and you know, all that good stuff. So that is going to be that. So stay healthy, stay safe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.